He's the consummate financial advisor, a guy who cared deeply about how his clients would achieve their dreams. And now he's taking the lessons he learned and helping other advisors scale their businesses. Brian Deely is co-founder and principal of Clear Creek Financial Management. He and his wife Marta have 4 daughters, Anea, Audrey, Stella, and Hallie. His firm now has 45 fiduciary advisors across the Western United States. Let's find out about his worst meeting ever. Brian, thanks for joining us on Worst Meeting Ever. So tell us, what is it like running one of the up-and-coming financial advisor networks in the American West?
Yeah, well, I hope that we are up and coming and
Definitely.
Continue to grow. That's a big part of my role is in development, finding advisors. What it's like is it's busy. Getting out, networking, following up, and then all the other stuff I have to do running the company. So you've got, just basically utility man with anything that needs to be done at this point in time. And it's just all hands on deck all the time.
And how many meetings would you say you're in a typical week? Because you're going to have both your internal meetings running the company, like you just said, and then you've got all these meetings with financial advisors trying to kind of tell the story of independence to them.
Yeah, so there's kind of 2 different sides to the internal. There's my direct team.
Yep.
We probably have scheduled meetings, maybe just 2 or 3 a week, scheduled meetings, and then with the current financial advisors, there'll be another 2 or 3 of those a week, and then all the ad hoc meetings that all of a sudden we need to hop into Zoom or catch some office time, and then the external meetings with new financial advisors. I would say maybe 1 or 2 a week, but those are critical meetings.
Yeah, for sure. And 1 or 2 a week, but then you also have to follow up with those, and there's a lot of coordination with talking to financial advisors about making a big jump in their careers.
And that is, I could use some help with that. The following up for sure. Well, so that that's a weakness of mine right there is when to follow up, what am I following up with, and everything. Really good at the initial introductions, finding people, talking, and then the follow-up for sure.
I mean, that's not uncommon. That's not uncommon. So okay, hit us. What has been your worst meeting ever?
This brings up some feelings.
A little PTSD?
A little bit. I was at a insurance broker dealer.
Okay.
And
this is kind of early in your career.
Pretty early in the career. Felt like the meeting was going great. We had 3 distinct processes through the meetings to then be able to get to the proposal. So now I was at the proposal stage.
This is a meeting to potentially bring a new client aboard into your firm.
Exactly.
Got it.
So that super critical meeting. I had my agenda, was going through it, and felt like the meeting was going really well. And now
like you haven't prepared.
I have prepared. I feel like I've prepared for this meeting. So I feel like it's going really well. You get to the action stage, and we're going to do a life insurance application. That's going to be a pretty big case for me, is what I think. And so I get to the take action stage where we're actually going to move forward with a life insurance application. This organization I worked for had just produced a commercial. And the commercial was, felt like it was a pretty neat commercial. And I knew ahead of time that what I was leading these prospective clients through was in line with what this commercial was. And so...
How long was the commercial?
About a minute.
Okay.
About a minute long commercial.
Okay, got it.
They touted it as like a Super Bowl commercial. Sort of a thing. So they were very, very excited, very proud of this. And so I say, I'm going to go into my office and grab the application. And I'm going to come back and you know what? If you don't mind, I'd like to show you this commercial that this organization had just put out because it really fits in line with the strategy that we're embarking on here.
Yeah.
And so I turn the commercial on, get it going on the TV in front of them, and I leave, go get the application.
Yeah.
Takes me about 2 minutes. I come back, commercial's off, and I have the application, sit it down on the table, and okay, Mr. and Mrs. prospective client, here's the application. And the husband says, I'm sorry, we are not doing this application.
Wow.
We would just like to leave now.
Wow.
And I sit back and I'm just like stumped. What on earth? And they walked out and never saw them again.
Oh man.
Wouldn't return any emails or phone calls. And
so I'm going to say that you don't think that was the Super Bowl of commercials.
So what I realized is that what the husband was feeling like is that it was propaganda. That I had swallowed the pill of the company, and then I was now feeding it to them.
Right.
And he wasn't buying it.
Just kind of salesy at a time when like he was not ready to be sold. He was looking for an advocate.
Total salesy when I was touting myself as a planner.
Right. And so, I mean, wow. Like, what was your take on this commercial? Like, do you think that this video was like particularly bad, or just kind of didn't hit the mark particularly for him?
Looking back on it now, it was definitely not something as a financial advisor that I would advocate for. Essentially, it was advocating that there's a missing asset class in this sea of investments, which is cash value life insurance, and that you should actually take some of your investment portfolio and the cash value life insurance should replace a section of your investment portfolio.
Got it.
And so working for an insurance firm, I thought that was, this makes sense.
Yeah.
On the other side of it now, I would have probably done the same thing, but I was just totally oblivious to what it was and what I was presenting.
Yeah, it's fascinating because I think we all go through moments like that in our career where we like for the first time understand there's a difference between IQ and EQ, right?
Right, yeah.
Between being smart and being able to put together a good solution for a client, and also having the emotional intelligence to like feel them and feel where they're at.
Right.
And have a good feel for that. That's fascinating. I mean, gosh, if this meeting was a movie, what do you think the title of the movie would be?
It would have to have the word bait and switch in there somehow.
Oh!
So I would say like
that might be a little hard on yourself.
Bait and switch.
I mean,
but the story of
we're just trying to help them out. But
like bait and switch, the story of ignorance or something.
Okay. Yeah. Awesome. I mean, having worked in the space serving financial advisors, I just know how painful that must have been because you only get so many at-bats. You know, like what was your thought process coming out of that meeting on like how you were going to attack the next meeting differently?
It hurts. I mean, I'm not going to lie. You don't like losing a sale, losing an opportunity when it's on, it's your own fault. It's your own efforts is a tough pill to swallow. I have a great mentor of mine is actually my father-in-law. And I would often call him after a tough loss or a strikeout, as it were in your analogy.
Yeah.
And he would tell me great advice every time. Give yourself 10 minutes to wallow in your pity and sorrows and then get back up. It's going to be okay.
That's right.
And so you can sit in it for a little bit and that's okay.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, you need to, get back to the plate.
Yeah, that makes sense. Well, okay, so getting back to the plate, let's flip the coin. Tell us about the best meeting you've ever been in.
Yeah, thank you. That brings a lot better feelings. So the best meeting, it's a story.
Okay.
So at this insurance firm that I was at, you would do a lot of house calls. And these house calls would, you never knew where they were going to go, what was going to be going on, because you're being invited into somebody else's house.
And would this be for like an existing client where you're going to kind of like do a review of where they were at?
Yes. And then hopefully ask some questions and maybe drum up some future business.
Sure.
And so reviewing a life insurance policy.
Yeah.
And I was fresh out of the school where they teach you their sales process. and I'm at the very initial connect stage, and I've got a nice shiny pamphlet. I'm supposed to go through this thing, and I was at this really sweet elderly lady's house, and I do notice we're kind of sitting like we are, and I notice down on the floor is an air tank, like you would have, you know, for your nose, some oxygen tank.
Yeah, sure.
And so I noticed this oxygen tank down there, and I noticed a set of instructions, a booklet, and then I noticed, well, she's not using the oxygen tank.
Sure.
And just didn't think anything of it. I need to get through my process and really make a good connection and a good first impression.
Yeah.
And so I'm trudging forward in that. And then I noticed she's kind of it's a little harder for her to breathe, and she's kind of moving around a little bit. And I asked her, "Are you okay?" And she's breathing heavy, and she says, "Well, I just got back from the doctor. They gave me this oxygen tank. I need to learn how to read it, but the instructions are so long. And then you came over, and I said, well, you know what? Let's just read the instructions."
Yeah.
I start reading the instructions, but then I notice she's getting in worse and worse shape. And so, you know, I don't know. And then she starts to slump over.
Oh, boy.
And so I grab her, I lay her down on the ground, and she closes her eyes. Oh. And so I go over, I grab her phone, I dial 911. I'm on the with emergency and getting an ambulance to come to the house, and checking, making sure she's still breathing.
Yeah.
Maybe she's just fainted, and maybe she'll come to again. And the paramedics come in. They help her onto the stretcher and get her out of the house, and I'm just left in the house by myself to lock up.
Boy.
The paramedics were like, well, you know, as her son, could you help do this? I'm like, I'm not her son. I'm her financial advisor. And but she left in the ambulance. I lock up and walk to my car and drive back.
Yeah.
Don't hear anything about this, you know, and the next week I'm making my calls for, you know, my review appointments, and I call another couple, and they said, I said, I'd like to meet. They said, well, things are really busy. My mother went to the hospital, and, you know, her heart stopped when she was in the ambulance, and but they revived her. She's stable, but we're having to go back and forth to the hospital a lot. And she said, luckily her insurance agent was there. And I said, well, is her name so-and-so? And she goes, yes, that's my mom. And I said, this is me. I'm the insurance agent. And she's like, oh my gosh, when do you want to meet? and so then a couple weeks later, scheduled an appointment with them. She'd had a full recovery. Was great. I met up with her later. But now I sit down with the husband and wife, and I prepare, and I put together the perfect meeting, and I had, you know, all these ways that I could really help them improve their financial position. And I present everything down, and it's the take action stage again, and I go through everything.
Let me guess, you didn't put a commercial on.
No commercials. Okay. No commercials. So I put, I go, here's the action steps, and the wife, she says, Brian, it doesn't matter what you put on here. We're going to do anything that you ask us to do.
Wow.
The way you treated my mother and the way you treated us, we trust you.
Wow.
We're moving forward.
Wow.
And so put a lot of effort into the agenda and the meeting. And of course, I'm going to do a good job.
Sure.
But at the end of the day, the best meeting is just being a good human being doing right for people.
And having trust at the core of that conversation. Like that's what kind of laid the groundwork for that. And man, it sounds like that meeting had a clear outcome and next steps for sure.
for sure. Yeah. And we move forward, and that, it was that meeting. It was the very end of my first year in the business.
Wow.
And it was that meeting that really helped solidify and keep me in the business.
Yeah.
So it was
amazing.
Pretty critical meeting.
What was it like hearing that daughter express that kind of gratitude about her mom? I mean, what a surreal moment.
Yeah, I mean, it was, it's always very impactful when you make an emotional connection with one of your clients or one of your prospects. That trust is there. You make an emotional connection, and I think that is the core of the best meetings, is when you're actually able to make that emotional connection with your client.
For sure. So tell us a little bit, like, how do you prepare for meetings today? Has anything kind of changed in your mindset or your process from those moments earlier in your career?
Here is how I prepare. I'm not the best by any stretch. I can use a lot of help. How I currently prepare for meetings is, if I have a meeting on my calendar, whether I set it or not, I need to know, what is this meeting about?
Sure.
What is my role in this meeting?
Yeah.
And what am I expected to present?
Yeah.
And so that's essentially how I prepare right now. I look at my calendar maybe a couple days in advance. I look and see who I'm meeting with, and if there's nothing, no notes in the meeting, because usually they'll put just in the little description of your meeting, it'll say, hopefully this is kind of what you're supposed to be talking about. If there's no notes, well, now I need to prepare myself, because I will not go into a meeting without knowing what the agenda is. So now I need to go to my email, and now I need to go to my phone. I need to start to figure out, okay, what was my connection for this meeting, so I can prepare.
Well, and first of all, that's just really smart, because everything tells us that if we walk into meetings cold, we're going to spend the first 5 minutes stumbling around just trying to figure out, like, where to go and where to take the conversation. But the other thing is, I'm certain that that at times one of the challenges is just like not having enough time to do that look ahead process. How far ahead do you look ahead to try to make sure you don't get caught unprepared by a meeting that has no notes?
So I'll check at the very beginning of the week.
Yeah.
The whole team, we check. We're looking at each other's calendars when we connect together for that initial weekly meeting. Yeah. And then every morning, then I look and see what my current day is going to look like.
Yeah, that's something else. That's great. Well, before we go, like, I'm just curious, for people who, are at a point in their careers, they're starting to run meetings, lead meetings, maybe hold meetings with clients like you're talking about. What's the biggest piece of advice that you might have for them as they're trying to get better at this craft?
Have an agenda, a physical agenda, to help guide you. It's one of the things that I need to be guided, because I love connecting with people, and I love telling a story, and I can go off on a tangent, and that can derail, and it can be okay, but it can derail a meeting. But then to have something to ground you and bring you back into what is the purpose and point of this meeting. And so I think just a simple agenda, so that you can come back and keep yourself moving forward.
The concrete agenda to keep us centered on where we need to go.
Exactly.
Love it. Yep. Hey, this has been a pleasure. Thanks so much for joining us today.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it.
Right. Worst Meeting Ever is brought to you by Contio. What if AI could kill your broken meetings? Find out how at Contio.ai.